So one thing, I'm not quite done yet. I realize because I don't think I made this clear enough in the previous live stream. What's up, guys? This is Brian Fritz of Network 126. So I just wanted to retouch upon this comment from Sherry. So about that car we got him, he was paying like $900 a month to rent a car to Uber in. He did that for a few short months. He was driving his ass off and was doing okay, driving a near full-time schedule. He actually managed it, and we were so encouraged that he applied himself so much. But we realized that he would never make any headway that way and be able to start actually saving money to get his own place, so that's when we decided to help him get a car. Do you know what he did once he had that car? He instantly cut his driving time to less than half what he'd been doing. The car would sit in the driveway for days in a row without being used for much of anything but make his YouTube videos in, or make another point to make regarding that in a minute, or make a run to Little Caesars. Because now he apparently didn't feel the need to work anywhere near as much. It was classic Brian, as we were soon to learn. Anytime some windfall would happen for him, or he would make a lot more than he usually did, he would cut his work by the same amount, guaranteeing that he never saved anything. And he has absolutely never changed. Okay, so I'm going to take this back from the top here, and then I'm going to proceed to break it down into a bunch of ugly little pieces. About that car we got him, he was paying like $900 a month to rent a car to Uber in. True. He did that for a few short months. Why do you gotta be a glass half empty kind of person? Why couldn't you say a few months? Or I was gonna say, why couldn't you say a few long months, or just a few months? No, you had to say a few short months. You had to emphasize the short part. He was driving his ass off and was doing okay, driving a near full-time schedule. Okay, so you gave credit where credit was due, at least. He actually managed it, and we were so encouraged that he applied himself so much. Okay, great. But we realized that he would never make any headway that way and be able to actually start saving money to get his own place. So that's when we decided to help him get a car. I mean, thanks for the car and all that. I mean, like you tried that and all. I mean, and I'm still trying to pay it back. Yeah, I actually intend on paying off my debt, believe it or not. But, I did technically ask for help getting an RV. One, that ran, at least. It could have been a piece of shit too, but I would have been fixing it up and not having to pay $400 to someone else just to be able to live in it. And, something that ran, I could have, just gone anywhere and got any job, whatever, and not been in the situation that I'm in now. But what do I know about my life? So, do you know what he did once he had that car? He instantly cut his driving time to less than half what he'd been doing. The car would sit in the driveway for days in a row without being used for much of anything but to make his YouTube videos in, or to run the Little Caesars. Okay, so to break that down, I was living in, well, call it the dining room, the kitchen, whatever. It was the corner between the kitchen and the living room. The corner space between the kitchen and the living room. I had no personal space and privacy. The blasting sound system. The hollering back and forth. Oh, hey, hun, you want to call? I mean, I'm just trying to say. Like, you live your lives. That's fine. I'm not trying to fault or complain about anyone living their lives. I'm just saying how it affected me. And you did what you could. I'm not, you know, I'm really not trying to talk about shit, but if I'm going to be backed into a corner, I mean, okay, I'm going to complain about, what happened. So I was living in what I call the kitchen with no personal space or privacy, blasting sound system from the TV, and working my ass off, as he put it, near a full-time schedule. And by that point, by the time you helped to get that car, I was already sick of driving. Before that, I was just wanting an RV and to continue to working at that warehouse job or another warehouse or whatever, and just but at least an RV that ran and that I could move around in and be able to like function and have running water and electricity and all this and that, and not be throwing $400 a month every way to some slumlord who can't even be bothered to move the RV when there's a problem. But again, what do I know? What do I know about my needs, about my own life? Apparently, I don't know anything. So, yeah, apparently other people knew better than me. They helped me get a car, which I'm not ungrateful for. I mean, it was better than the car I had before that was breaking down, the previous two cars. I mean, you want to talk about people running out of people to give me cars? I mean, my mom dying of cancer? Again, like trying to go there with my mom? I don't know. So, I mean, like, maybe you can understand living in a kitchen with no personal space or privacy as a person who actually needs an abundant amount of personal space or privacy. But I don't know, like, you can't seem to like, not just one person individually, but so many people don't understand. Like, they seem to think, oh, he was just living in the kitchen, no, that's fine. No, it wasn't fine. I had no personal space or privacy. I was going insane. I couldn't even sleep for the warehouse job. I mean, fuck. People just don't understand. So, I'm dealing with the stress of that. Dealing with the stress of all these idiots on the road. The idiots in the back seat. Oh my god, I'm late for my flight. It's all of a sudden your fault. Now you have to drive fast. And all this. No. Fuck. Actually, it's so funny. I had these Asian girls in the back seat. Not, it wasn't. Not that it has anything to do with race. I'm just, it just happened to be they were Asian. They could have been any race. It was just funny the way they were saying it, though. It was like two or three Asian girls in the back seat. They were on the way to LAX, bumper to bumper traffic, and they were like, "He should be more assertive. He should take it." Like trying to say like I'm like trying to like be like swerving and cutting in like aggressively and all this shit. Like, what the fuck? It's not my fucking fault you couldn't order your Uber in time to account for traffic. That's not my responsibility, and it's all these little things that add up. I deal with that and all these idiots on the road, and then I come back to a loud fucking kitchen, no personal space and privacy, or even if it's not loud and they're already asleep. I'm like hungry, I'm tired, I just want to sit down and eat a meal and just be by myself, and I can't even do that. I went to Little Caesars. Oh, Little Caesars. And I got myself a pizza, and I come back, and I don't even have a place to sit down because I live in a kitchen. And so I'm standing at the kitchen counter, and then all of a sudden, oh, hey, excuse me, Brian, I need to get in this cabinet. Oh, hey, excuse me, Brian, I need to get some water. Excuse me. And I'm still like chewing my pizza. I'm standing at the counter, and I'm being bothered in the middle of eating. I mean, like I said, they did what they could. It was their place. They were paying the rent. Their one bedroom cottage, as they put it. I just call it a one bedroom apartment, and I was living in their kitchen, but it was their paradise, their cottage. I don't know. I mean, you back a dog into a corner, dog's gonna bite. All I'm gonna say. So, I was living in a kitchen, on top to continue with that point that I was making earlier. I'm dealing with all that stress outside. The people in the back seat, the traffic, the this, the that, and then I come back and I can't even eat a meal in peace. I mean, come on. So, basically, I got fucking sick of driving for a living. I got burned out. I didn't cut my driving in half on purpose just to be a dick and to stay in debt. I was having fucking road rage episodes. I was fucking just burnt out from everything. How can people not see this? Just place yourselves in my fucking shoes for 2 fucking minutes. Or maybe some of you need 5 minutes, an hour, 2 hours for some of you slow learners. However long it takes. Just place yourselves in my shoes. Try to see things from my perspective. All the stress, all the bullshit, all the pain that I'm constantly dealing with. The compounding issues, everything. Fuck. Having to go out and deal with this and deal with that on top of all these problems. Like, fuck. But I'm such a terrible fucking person and all this and that. Come the fuck on. This is why I can't with people anymore. I just get so fucking burnt out and frustrated and angry and full of rage, and that's what helps to fuel the road rage. It's like throwing gasoline on a fucking fire. But people are just too dim and slow-witted to realize or comprehend that. It's just unfucking believable. Again, it's just another one of those things that makes me not want to live on this planet anymore. Really. Anyway, so there's so much more I could say, but I think I'm gonna start wrapping this up. I don't know. But anyway, if you guys can, if anybody out there will be so generous to help me out, who has actually the means to do so, who's out there wiping their ass with $100 bills, like George Soros, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, any one of you, if you're watching this, please, for the love of fuck, help me. Get me out of this dilapidated RV, me and my cat. Where's my cat? I just heard her running around. Oh, there she is. Hey. Come here. Hey. Come here. She doesn't want to be on camera right now. Anyway, guys. Like I said, you guys don't even know the half of it. Not even the quarter of it. Maybe not even the eighth of it. Oh yeah, the Rothschilds. Yeah, the Rothschilds are rich motherfuckers too. Shut up, Peter Ramlick. You're just another fucking troll. Quit making fucking troll accounts, dude. Holy fuck. How much do they pay you guys to do that shit? This has been Brian Fritz of Network 126. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Unbelievable.